There he is. Hey. Have you talked to Charles?
I think he's coming.
Good evening. Welcome to this public hearing tonight on the 2013 budget. Although this is not an official agendaed meeting, it is primarily here for the commissioners to listen and to hear any concerns from the citizens about anything that may have been presented in our budget. That being said, I am going to start the meeting with a small invocation and the pledge, so if you would rise, please. Lord, thank you for this time we have here together and speak about the business of our county. Help us be wise to the concerns of our citizens, keeping them safe and out of harm's way. In your name we pray, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. As I said earlier, the purpose of this meeting is to hear from the public regarding the recommended proposed 2014 budget. At this time, I'm going to call on the clerk for the number of speakers.
We have 5 speakers signed up this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Martin, could you please read the rules for the public hearing?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, your rules for general public hearings such as this is that a maximum of 3 minutes will be allowed for each speaker, and we ask the speakers to come to the lectern and give their names as they address the board.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I do not believe speakers can give their time to anyone else, right, so it will be a maximum of 3 minutes. Again, primarily, this is a time for the commissioners to listen to any concerns that you may have. So at this time, I will open the public hearing and call on the first speaker, Madam Clerk.
Our first speaker is C. Stuart Stafford.
Mr. Stafford, you are one of our Citizens Academy graduates.
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for participating.
I'm Stuart Stafford. I live here in Fayetteville, 505 Husk, and you are correct. I enjoyed that. However, I do not want to be in one of anybody's shoes or behind that bench. As I heard all the different services that this county offers, I kept sitting there thinking, I don't want to make decisions, especially monetary, but I am here for one reason. I've always loved the Fayetteville Observer's motto, knowledge is power. And how do we get knowledge? It's through our services. I'm speaking for the Cumberland County Library. I can say we're in the company of Chicago, we're in the company of Miami, and we're one of the 10 libraries across the nation that received that award. When I went to a meeting in Chapel Hill this spring, everybody just sort of, huh? I'm going, yeah. And so it was so pleasant. And I'm so pleased when I read the budget online, and I thought, great, I ask you to keep the budget, don't negotiate the library budget, and let us keep it for the students. Because as a teacher, I used the library many times when the schools were not funded. So, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Clerk.
Our next speaker is Carol Knight.
Knight.
Yes,
I'm
Carol
sorry.
Knight.
Yes.
Hi,
Good evening, Ms. Knight.
Good evening. I just wanted to give honor to all of the commissioners and say thank you for serving our community and making it a safer place. I'm a new friend of the library. Can you hear me? Okay. And I'm just giving a little personal testimony of how wonderful the library services has been to me and my family. I moved here from New York City in '98, and it's helped my children to get the education that they need and graduate on top. Thank you. Graduate on top of, well, at least my son, graduate on top of his, of the high school year. And it has been a source to launch my business, which is now being sustained as a single parent. When I launched my business in 2003, I didn't have the resources at home, so the library became an extension of my office. And through that, I've been able to help other nonprofit organizations sustain funding for their after-school programs. One in particular has been housing at least 100 per year, which helps the Cumberland County schools. In addition to that, I found the library to, even though we have the technical world, the books are invaluable at the library. What an extensive resource. And I'm grateful that I'm able to help people to follow out their dreams. To start their business. Like I said, the library is an extension of my office, so I go there often. I've learned so much from studying. I've learned to apply so many of the self-help books to my own life, and I'm a stronger and better person, so thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Knight, and thanks for coming to Cumberland County from New York. Next speaker.
Our next speaker is Ms. Tina Young.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I actually went to see Ms. White on a concern about something that dealt with the city, but I did not know, so knowledge is power, and I'm learning. And she informed me of some things that I did not know. But I did get a chance, I did go to see the budget, and just some things that I've been here. Okay, I talk loud. I'm wearing hearing devices. So. And I would just had some concerns about the social reform programs, how so little money is put in place. I see that we are going to get a new detention center, and I would like to know what kind of reforms are going to be placed in that detention center. Are we going to have programs that's going to actually reform the children when they get out of these centers? And I would like to know what the forestry service does to have such a significant amount of money. So little money spent on, I'm just going to see the HIV task force, such a small amount. I feel like if we put preventive measures in place, this would prevent a lot of things. A lot of people won't have to go to these reform centers and detention centers. I'm just concerned. I do have several other things I would like to, but I need to research on myself. And with the help of Ms. White, I think I can get that done. But, I'm just concerned. I would like to know the answers to these questions and how these budgets were put in place and so little done to reform our citizens. I see you do have a teen involvement program, small amount you put in there. And I'm not sure what city and county does. I see a lot of money is put in mental health. I don't know if programs are put in the mental health program to accommodate our youth. I'm just going to say our teenage mothers, what programs are put in to prevent teenage pregnancy. And those are my concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Young. And I would encourage you that we have our third class of the Citizens Academy beginning in September of this year. It fills up very fast, and you'll go through all 30 departments. So if you would like to learn about all the different things we do, I'd encourage you to try that. It's a very rewarding class.
Well, I truly do, because I've been in Cumberland County for 48 years, and I don't plan on going anywhere.
Well, I appreciate your passion. Thank you very much, Ms. Young.
Thank you, sir.
Madam Clerk.
Our next speaker is Paul Galloway.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Mr. Martin. It's always an honor to be here. My name is Paul Galloway, Airborne Special Operations Museum Foundation. I am the Executive Director. Some of the things I'd like to tell you about is, we have continued in 2012 to 13 of bringing approximately 10 to 12,000 school children into the museum. We're still averaging between 120 and 175,000 visitors a year. On the last week of March, the United States Army notified us that they were going to diminish our hours. This is probably the best way I can say that, and we were only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. At our 6-month budget mark, we've adjusted our budget with the loss of the visitation April of May of those 3 days a week, and we're still moving forward. With the foundation, the city, county, state, and private benefactors, we've all come together to try and relieve some of the burden from the United States Army and get the museum back open at a full time. Received a phone call today. You know, this is an annual event. And I talked to the chairman of the Airborne and Special Operations Museum Foundation, General James Lindsay, who had talked to Fort Bragg today to update so we could bring you an update. And the United States Army is fully confident that we will be open full-time 1 July. That's great news. You're the first to hear it. You know, there's still, you know, it's still moving through the process. It has to be approved by Secretary of the Army. But Fort Bragg has assured us of their confidence of being open 1 July.
Outstanding, Paul. Good news.
Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Our last speaker is Mr. Willie Wright.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Wright.
I'm here on behalf of the Cumberland County Library System. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we want to thank you for your past support and request your continuous support. As many of you are aware, I have worked in the Cumberland County school system for several years. To me, the most important concern in our county today is our families. Your library plays a vital role from birth to death. Parenting programs for moms and dads, preschool programs, programs for elementary, middle, and high school, and after high school, preparation for work through computer skill training, job application preparation, and the job fairs. Still, the library provides books, CDs, DVDs, and friendly smiles when you walk in. So please continue to support the library so that we can support families to make our county a better place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wright, and thank you for all your civic things that you do for our community. Okay, at this time, Madam Clerk, are there any more speakers?
We have no further speakers.
Okay, I will close the public hearing. And again, thank you everyone for coming out. Mr. Galloway, that's very good news. I appreciate you bringing that to us. At this time, we are going to recess into room 564 upstairs. It is open to the public if you would like to come. We will debate not only what we heard tonight, but some other issues of the budget and move forward. Thank you for being part of the process. We'll recess in 10 minutes up in 564.